it took me some time to realize that, you know, a good portion of black folks were raised in different environments. Many of us were raised in the hood, and a lot of us were raised in the suburbs or in areas where, or in towns, municipalities, in areas where we were like a minority. Either we were outnumbered by whites, outnumbered by Hispanics, but it's usually outnumbered by whites when you go on the East Coast where I'm at. But yeah. So like the difference in like the social upbringing of black folks is a key factor. And I realize that as I get older because a lot of us were raised in stable two-parent families where, you know, our mothers were, you know, productive individuals, our fathers were productive individuals that, you know, provided us with all the things that we needed in order to become productive adults. And I noticed that a lot of black folks never had that opportunity. A lot of black folks grew up with their mom on crack, their dad nowhere to be found, and they grew up in the foster system, or they grew up raised by their grandmother. So they have no idea what it's like to, you know, go on vacation as a kid every 6 months, you know, go with your dad to baseball games, go with your mom to, you know, different types of things, and live a productive life with good parents. When you grow up in a dysfunctional family where you're surrounded by your grandmom, your mom, your aunts, and you're just around a bunch of dysfunctional females, you're not going to understand what it's like to live a fulfilled, productive childhood where you can join a baseball team, you know what I mean, play baseball, ride your bike with your friends in a nice area, a nice neighborhood where you don't got to worry about drive-by shootings and shit. You don't got to worry about your kid being, you know, hurt or beaten or taken advantage of. So it's like when these black kids become adults with these two different life experiences, we're all put together and we gotta function together. And it's kind of hard because it's like when you got a dumbass bastard raised by a stupid ass single mom, he thinks like her. You know what I mean? He has her emotional traits. He has her, you know, self-hatred. You know what I mean? So it's like this guy is defeated mentally because his mom was defeated mentally. He doesn't understand solutions. He doesn't understand personal responsibility. He's about making excuses for why. You know what I mean? And this is why I made this video. Because it's like, you know what I mean? Black dudes are a complex group. And it's like we don't grow up on the same type of level. You know what I mean? Where I grew up, my dad lived in the suburbs. My mom lived in the hood. So it was kind of different. But I always had boundaries because my dad was really, really strict. You know what I mean? And I never, you know what I mean, crossed the line with my pops because he was hardcore. And he raised me. But I would go to my mom's house sometimes throughout, well, I would go to my mom's house like throughout the summer. And I went to school in the hood, so I had to learn how to throw them hands and knock motherfuckers out. But I always had my boundaries because I knew them bastards in my school didn't have dads, you know what I mean? And my dad was different because, see, when I got home, my dad would beat my ass if my teacher called, you feel me? My dad would beat my fucking ass with his hand, slap me, beat my fucking ass. So I had boundaries even though I was amongst those fools, you know what I mean? But it was cool because I was able to see and understand both sides of it. But I was able to keep my nose clean and my head clear because I had my pops. But these dudes didn't, so they can get suspended from school and do what they wanted to do without no repercussions because, again, their mom was there and their mom wasn't going to do shit, and if she did do shit, she would just beat him, and that would make the situation worse. But all I'm saying is this, man. 2-parent families are good. You don't necessarily got to live in the same house, but as long as the father is like, you know, giving values to the kid and teaching the kid proper, you know, disciplines and structures, everything is going to be everything. But if you got it one-sided where you got a, you know, a dysfunctional, self-hating single mom who picked an irresponsible loser like Ray Ray or some shit, and he don't hang around and she has to raise the kid, he's going to be fucked up. He's going to, you know, go the wrong direction. And same thing with her daughter. She fucks her daughters up too. Her daughters become prostitutes, you know, low self-esteem, self-hating bitches too. So it's like, you know, you need the fucking patriarch. You need a fucking man in the house. Well, not in the house, but you need a dude, basically, a father, basically, that's going to be able to teach the kids what's proper, what's right, and what's about, and what it's about. A responsible father, not somebody that's just going to be, you know, there just to be there. So yeah, man, I wanted to make this video, man, just to explain that you got, you know, suburban black dudes who didn't choose to be in the suburbs, that were raised properly with a good father and shit. And you got these dumbass, self-destructive black dudes that were raised in the hood with their mothers and their aunts. And they think just like their moms as adults. And that's why they're not about anything. They just think like, hey, it's not my fault. I got excuses. And that's how women think. And this is the problem that we're going to have to face as productive black men when you go at these dumbass black dudes raised by their moms causing problems. They got to understand that they're thinking like females. They think like females. Their emotions are like females. I don't care how big or how tough they are. They don't think like logical men, because if they did, they would not be going to jail, committing crime, and doing what they're doing, regardless of the record. If they were logical men, they would think about solutions on how to get out this predicament, on how to fix shit, but they're not about solutions, because females aren't about solutions, and they were raised by dysfunctional females. So if we want to break this cycle of single-parent families, we really, really got to teach these guys that excuses for their situation is not going to fix it, okay? Their father wasn't there, okay, let the cycle stop with you. Make sure you're there for any kid that you produce. But I'm not trying to change Pookie, because Pookie's not going to listen. Okay, he is who he is, and he's going to be who he's going to be. But I'm just trying to explain that there is a contrast between, you know, black dudes that were raised with responsible fathers that cared for them. And you got to appreciate them, man, because nobody's going to appreciate our responsible fathers as they get older. Those are our dads, you know what I mean? I had a good one, and I love him to death. And I know a lot of you guys didn't have dads, and you don't give a fuck about, you know, black fatherhood, but for the ones that did have good fathers, you better salute them, because nobody else is going to salute them. And that's why I made this video. So for all the dudes holding it down, keep holding it down. For the bums, hey, you're going to be held accountable.